What's going on, guys? This is another one of my build videos. This is my Stamina Templar dual wield. This build is for Vet Maelstrom Arena. I have gameplay of the Vet Maelstrom Arena right after the build video, so stay tuned. You watch it all the way through. I'm just going to put the bosses up. If you guys want me to put the full run up, I do have the full run. Just let me know in the comments if you want the full run, the full explanation. We'll be talking about the bosses and everything else while I'm doing the run, but for right now we're going to do the build video, and then right following the build we're going to go right into Vet Maelstrom. So buffed up, we're looking at 6480 weapon damage. That goes up with the glyph on our bow bar. 60% crit, 2800 pen, 1900 physical resistance, 22k spell resistance. It's not a lot of resistances, but it does help. 2100, 2200 recovery basically. 31k stam, 20k health. For the skills, biting jabs, bread and butter. Does a lot of damage, clears ads good. It's like a cone, a little area cone. One of the best skills in the game in my opinion. Running blood craze. This is going to give us a little bit of a heal on a heavier target. It's going to give us some dot damage as well. This is mainly for bosses and big heavy targets. We're just slotting Camouflage Hunter. We don't need it for the major savagery, but the 5% extra damage while flanking, either to the side or to the backs, is very nice. It does help out. If you want, you could put something else here. It's kind of a flex spot. Caltrops. We need Caltrops. This is going to give us our major breach. So, as a dual wield Templar, we don't have major breach. Minor breach is, now you can get minor breach just by doing physical damage. Caltrops is going to give us our major breach. You throw Caltrops, you get an extra 6k pen basically. It's a little dot over time. It's really good. Restoring focus. This gives us our extra 240 stamina while we're in or out of the room. It gives us our extra 6k resistances, and then gives us a 50% increase to those resistances while we're in the room. We're running Flawless Dawnbreaker. It's one of the best ults in the game in my opinion. It gives you a big physical damage right off rip, and then an additional 15k over 6 seconds. That goes up when our weapon damage goes up. After activating, you get an additional 300 weapon damage for 20 seconds. So it's an extra 300 weapon damage that we're getting on top of everything else. So we get up to like 7,300, I believe, 7,400 weapon damage just off of our back bar enchant and our Flawless Dawnbreaker. We're gonna go poison injection here, just for the heavy targets to knock them down, and if for any ranged units we can really just take them out. Endless Hell, because we are running the Maelstrom bow. This ticks tough. This ticks really hard once it gets down to the last, I believe, 4 or 5 seconds, because it increases and increases and increases. You need this. Vigor, you're going to need Vigor because you're going to be taking a lot of damage from a lot of different angles, so you're going to need Vigor regardless. Repentance, this is for all the dead bodies. Maelstrom Arena has a lot of ads. You're going to be clearing a lot of ads in Maelstrom. Some a little bit heavier than others, but for the most part you're going to be clearing a lot of ads, so you're going to want to get Repentance. So when you're on your back bar, you pop your heal, you pop your Endless Hell, there's a bunch of bodies on the ground, you pop Repentance, you get all your resources back. This build has a lot of resource sustain. Even though we only have 2100 recovery, this build has a lot of sustain, and I'll show you why in a minute. Channeled Acceleration. This is going to be for our minor force. We get minor force for 36 seconds. We don't care about the movement speed because it's in the build itself. We get major expedition every time we get a kill, so we're fast. We're fast. We have a lot of regen. We have a lot of damage on this build, so this build is very nice. I would suggest slotting Werewolf ult here, just so you can get extra regen. I'm not a werewolf on this guy, so yeah. If I get Werewolf, I'll be slotting that here just for the extra regen on the back bar. You don't really necessarily need it on this build, so you can slot whatever ult you want here, and you'll do fine. We are an orc. Yep, we are an orc on this build as well. So we're going to go right into the gear. This is going to be a quick video, and then we're going right into Maelstrom. So on our front bar, we're running New Moon daggers. I do have 2 Nirnhoned. I do not have a precise. I would prefer to run precise here, so if you can, run a precise. We're running 5-piece new moons. Even with the 5% increase, we still have ridiculous sustain. We never go below half stamina most of the time. Like, it's insane. We're running damage health poisons. This helps with the DPS quite a bit. We're running the Maelstrom bow. Do not run a Nirnhone bow. Run an an infused bow, so you get a higher weapon enchant. I just haven't had the chance to retrait this yet, but do not run a Nirnhone bow. Run a infused bow, because it'll give you 450, so it gives you an extra 100 weapon damage when you get your enchant. So that'll increase your DPS quite a bit. Running a 1-piece Molokina for the weapon damage, and then we're running a 1-piece Slime Crawl for the crit. If you want, you can run what is it, Grunwolf here, and it'll give you a little bit more crit, but I mean, I think 60% crit with all the damage we're putting out is fine, so I just put Molokina here. All divines on this build as well. New Moon chest. We're running Vicious Ophidian. This is a trial set. This set is amazing. 2-piece gives you weapon crit, 3-piece gives you minor slayer, so we're getting minor slayer and we're getting minor berserk in this build with the slotting of camouflage hunter from the flanks. So we're getting an extra 10% increase of damage across the board here. 4 pieces weapon crit, 5 pieces weapon damage, and 5 pieces reduce the cost of your stamina abilities by 8%. With the increase to the 5% from New Moons, we're getting a 3% cost reduction. But that's not the best part. The best part is when an enemy you have recently damaged dies, you restore 2400 stamina and gain major expedition for 8 seconds. You're killing enemies extremely fast on this build. When you get a kill, you restore 2400 stamina and you gain major expedition for 8 seconds. So you're fast. You're always fast. As long as you're killing, you're fast. You can get out of AoEs, you can move, it's fast. You have a lot of damage. It's great. We are running 3-piece jewelry, all infused. I prefer infused over bloodthirsty. Other people will say bloodthirsty is better. I think infused is better overall through the whole fight. Bloodthirsty is just better on the back end. So I like infused. 1-piece stamina, 2-piece weapon damage recovery. So that's the build. That's a quick little overview of the build for the champion points. We're going to go 10 here just so we can get down to this. We're going to go 21 here. This is for my champion point setup. I'm at 1060, I believe, champions. So I don't usually do the champion point setup because everybody is at a different champion rank and everything is kind of, you know, whatever your champion level is. So what I would say is prioritize precision, because that's just a passive. Prioritize tireless discipline. It's just a passive. Gives you extra stamina and you get extra weapon critical. Right here, 40 into piercing. If you can't put a full 40 there, put whatever you can there. But you're gonna want biting aura and thaumaturge slotted. So this is your damage over time effects, and this one, the area effect attacks, that's going to increase your jabs. So this one is going to be the one to increase your jabs. This one is just for all your other dots. Right here we're going to go to fighting finesse. So this is going to increase your crit damage by 10%. So you're going to want that for sure. And then backstabber. So this is going to increase your crit damage. You're constantly moving, you're constantly getting behind the target, you're constantly being on the sides of the target. So this is when you're flanking. So this activates right when Camouflage Hunter activates. So you're going to be able to hit him from the side, hit him from the back. You're going to be moving a lot and you're fast on this build. So the sides and the back, you're going to get an extra 15% crit damage on top of your extra 10% crit damage at all times. So you're getting an extra 25% crit damage on top of the additional 5% you're getting from Vicious Ophidian, Minor Slayer, on top of the extra 5% you're getting from Camouflage Hunter when you're hitting them from flanking. This build does a lot of damage. It has a lot of resource restore. Here this is the one you want to strive for right here, Bloody Renewal. This gives you an additional 1500 stamina back. So you're getting 25 from Vicious Ophidian, and then you're getting an additional 15 here. So you're getting 4k, almost 4k stamina back per kill, on top of the 2100 regen. It's insane. It's insane. You have so much regen on this build. You don't even really need repentance. Repentance is just a safety measure, basically. The rest of these are kind of, You want to do Hero's Vigor, gives you more health, obviously. The rest of these are just whatever. These are the ones you want slotted, so you have Boundless Vitality, more health. Ironclad, more armor. Rejuvenation, that gives you more recovery. I'm not going to go into the green tree because the green tree is just nothing but crafting, so you can do whatever you want in there. These two are the only ones that really matter. For the food, we're running Lava Foot Soup. If you want, you could run Dubious Cameron. You'll have about 29k stam, but you'll have a little bit more health. In the actual VMA run, on my most hated area, the Frost area, I actually switched my food for that area specifically, and I run Dubious just because I needed a little bit more health. The Mundus, we're running the Thief Mundus. This is how we get our 60% crit on top of everything else. On top of our shoulder, we're running 6-piece medium, 1-piece heavy. So we're still getting our Undaunted passive, and the heavy is going to give us a little bit more resistances, and then the light pieces give us more crit, more stamina, more recovery. So we're running 6-piece medium, 1-piece heavy on this build. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This build has a lot of sustain, has a lot of damage. It's a great build. It shreds, dude. And you could use this in Vet Maelstrom. You can use it in Vet Dungeons. You can use it in Trials. Basically any content in the game, you can use this. You are a little squishy, so you are gonna have to be on your P's and Q's with your roll dodging, your blocking, your heals. But this is just a DPS build, and it's amazing. Like I said, I love New Moons. I run New Moons on this build, my dual wheel Templar, and my sword and board Templar. I like New Moons. It does it for me. It has everything. Gives you crit, gives you pen, gives you a shit ton of weapon damage. At the increased cost, it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. So yeah, the Maelstrom run will be coming up right now. If you guys want the full run, I'm just going to do the main bosses. If you guys want the full run, leave it in the comments. If you can't, throw a like, throw even a sub my way. It'd be very much appreciated. I'm trying to grow the channel, trying to do videos as much as I can. Yeah, and I appreciate all the support, all the views, and yeah, thank you. Alright, so this is the first boss. This one's fairly easy. It's not tough really at all. What you want to do is you just want to kite those AoEs around. You see that bubble that's following me? You want to kite that around. You want to stay out of the AoE that's on the ground. Do your best to avoid all those AoEs. Do your best to avoid that, because that orb will stun you and slow you. You do not want to be hit by it. You want to burn down the ads that he spawns, but they'll just usually die in the AoEs. You just want to kind of kite around, and then keep doing damage to the boss, and then there you go. That boss is pretty straightforward. Just avoid the little AoEs. This boss is going to be three Centurions. So what you want to do is you want to pump all your damage out onto the first one right here as much as you can. Then he's going to drop down. Then you go for the second one. There's one over here, and then there's going to be one on the right hand side. Watch out for those AoEs. Try not to get hit by any of the AoEs. You can heal through the whirling blades. They do put a bleed effect on you, so you want to keep your vigor up at all times. Pop your vigor as much as you can. Go to each one, do damage to each one. They'll drop down like that, and then it'll be in sequence. One will drop, one will come up. One will drop, one will come up. So it's just a time gating thing. So you sit there, you dump your kit on each one, do as much damage as you can. See, we get one out of there real fast. This build does a lot of damage. Okay, we wait for him to come over here, dot him up real quick, put our whole kit on him, put a lot of damage on him. Now, when they drop down like that, they have a little electrified aura around them. You want to stay out of that aura, so you don't want to stay directly next to them. So you just want to pack them up together and burn them down. Just keep dropping your dots, keep your vigor up, keep dealing damage. Avoid all the attacks, avoid all the AoEs, and then you're golden. This boss is a little bit of an annoyance. You kind of just want to stay on this area of ground right here. The water will get electrified periodically, so you don't want to be in the water. See how the water just got electrified right there? You want to just stay right here, drop all your dots, do as much damage as you can, avoid the AoEs. There will be stranglers that spawn. See that little strangler? See how I'm slowed right there? That little strangler, he'll spit poison at you periodically. So you want to burn down. Anytime you see a strangler, you want to burn the strangler down. The other ads will just die in the AoEs. But this boss is pretty straightforward. You just do not want to get hit by the stranglers. You don't want to be in the electrified water. Okay, now this boss has a little bit of mechanics to it. You want to make sure that those little guys, those clockwork little centurion things, they do not get to their point. Because once they get to their point, they're going to be immune to damage. They're going to get a shield over them, and they're going to be constantly pulsing out electricity. For this boss, you're going to want to, when he spawns, you're going to want to stay underneath him. See, I'm standing underneath him. So you're going to stay underneath him, do damage, and then after a while, he's going to start doing that, putting flame underneath him, and then he's dropping flame AoEs over the top. So what you want to do is you want to kind of walk around, you want to kind of kite around, drop your dots on him, and get out of the middle. Then he'll stop doing the fire again, and then he'll start electrifying. Once he starts electrifying, if you're not underneath him and you're outside, you will die. Okay, this boss, this one always gives me the most trouble. This is the frost area. This is my most hated area, hands down. Okay, so the way this works is there's going to be certain ads that spawn that you need to take care of. There's going to be the troll. See the troll smashing the plate? You do not want that troll to keep smashing that plate. He will destroy it. You need all 3 plates in order to kill the boss. Once you do enough damage to the boss, you see her jump up and down over there? Once you do enough damage to the boss is going to destroy the plate anyways. There will be a huge red glow that pops up underneath her when you do enough damage. Then she's going to smash the plate. You have to get off the plate and onto the next one. So you want to do the starting point to the right and then to the left, because the most important sigils are going to be on the left. You want to make sure you burn down the trolls, burn down the Nereids, and then there's going to be mages that spawn. See that mage back there? See how she glowed red and then jumped down? That's why I got off that plate. That mage right there. You want to burn down those mages. The mages and the Nereids are the biggest problem. They do the most damage. The two-handed guys are just annoying. They just uppercut you and you're vulnerable to more damage. So you can't pop your vigor, you can't block, you can't roll dodge anything. I clean up those ads right there because I need all the stamina back. Right here, there's more ads that spawn. So this is the first time I pop sigil. So I go for the defense sigil immediately, and then I go for the attack sigil immediately. I'm not going for a score run or anything. I'm just going for completion right now. And then we just smoke the ads, smoke the boss, and then that's it. You have to do enough damage to boss. It is a DPS test. Because that boss will, if you don't burn that boss down in enough time, then the boss will it'll destroy all the plates and you'll die anyways. So you want to make sure you burn it down quick. Okay, now this boss is, it does have some mechanics to it. I don't do the mechanics. If you have enough damage, you can just brunt force your way through it. There's going to be little spiders that spawn. They try to cover up the little totems. You want to keep at least 2 or 3 totems up, because those little spiders that are running around me trying to get to me, but they can't because of the light, it'll say the swarm is starting to attack. Once it starts saying that, you want to run to a totem that is lit up. You see how some of the totems are lit up? So you want to keep at least 3 up active at all times, and then just do as much damage to the boss as you can. Any little spiders that spawn, besides the ones that are glowing, you want to, like that one that just spawned right back over there, you want to kill those, because they're going to be putting up, see the swarm attacks? They're going to be putting up AoEs, they're going to be putting up damage. I knew I had her here, so I just burn her down real quick, because those little spiders won't go into the light. And that's pretty much it. That one's fairly simple. Okay, now this boss, I died a couple times on this boss. He does a lot of damage. He hits pretty hard. There's a lot of mechanics to this one. So you just want to do damage to the boss. Over time, there will be an ad that spawns. There's 4 plates all over the room. There will be an ad that spawns. You'll know it's spawning because the entire room will glow green. She's going to spawn little pustules that come up from the ground and that detonate, and they put a poison on you. There's, if you see the glowing pool right here to our right, there's one over here to our right, and then there's one on the other side of the arena to the left. Those pools will cleanse you of the poison that the pustules get on you. So If you get hit by a pustule, if you see a pustule that comes up and detonates, it's poison. It will kill you. There's no healing it. See right here, the area glows green. She spawns. She starts spawning. See that right there? You got to get into the pool. You have to burn her down as fast as you can. She's got no armor. She's got barely any health, so you can burn her down pretty fast. You're gonna damage the boss. You're gonna run to each. You're gonna run to stay away from the pustules. You're gonna damage boss until he spawns the 2 adds. Once he spawns the 2 adds, you're gonna want to burn 1 add down, and then the other add will put up a barrier above them. Then the boss is gonna start to scream. You'll see it right here. Anything outside of the bubble will die. So you'll see right here. See how the add is spawning the pustules, but yet she's putting up the barrier and the add dies. So you don't have to worry about it. And then we burn him down. You do want to focus every time the room glows green. You want to try to find her and kill her, because you will die if you get hit by the pustule and you don't cleanse it. This boss is fairly straightforward. It's not too mechanical based. You have the 3 pillars. You want to destroy 2 pillars, and then you want to do a little bit of damage to the 3rd pillar. You don't want to destroy the 3rd pillar right away. The boss is completely immune to damage until you destroy all 3 pillars. Once you destroy 2 pillars, you wait a minute, and then you're going to see an add spawn, the mage. You're going to want to kill that mage as fast as you can. Dump everything you have into it. That mage is going to do more damage than the actual boss will, because you could just kite the boss around. So you're just going to keep moving, kill the adds. Once you get all the adds off the floor, then you're going to kill the stone. Then you're going to dump your ult, your everything, pop your pots, do everything, damage the boss. We almost kill her here, but there's going to be one more damage phase. See, she goes immune completely. Then rinse and repeat. And you're going to destroy the 3 totems, the warding stones, and the boss will just slowly move. The boss isn't. There's no real mechanic to it. The boss is just going to slowly move. You're going to kite the boss around. You're going to destroy 2 stones and then wait for the Azza spawn, because that, yes, the Dremora will do that, and that attack will kill you if you don't wait for him to come up, bash him, and then kill him. I knew I was going to kill her here, so I finished off the mage, and then I finished off one of the Atronachs, pop my vigor, get a heal through, dump my Dawnbreaker, and then done. That boss is fairly straightforward when it comes to mechanics. Okay, so this boss, there's a few things going on here. He's going to do a damage attack. He really just stands there for the most part. When he does that, when you see him charging up, you want to block or roll dodge. Once you do enough damage to him, he's going to go up top. That's where the real fight begins. So there's going to be, once he goes up top, there's going to be portals. See the portal right underneath my feet? You'll be able to see it because it'll light up. You want to take the clan fear. There's going to be an electrified clan fear that spawns. You're going to take that clan fear to the portal, kill it by the portal, and it'll charge the portal. You want to watch out for those AoEs that are popping up underneath you periodically. I decided to kill the Daedroth, because if you don't, you're going to have to deal with them when you come back down anyway. So we take the portal up. We start doing damage to the crystal. You see him charging up, that same attack. You want to either roll dodge or block it. You're going to do damage to these crystals. He's going to go up in the air right like that. Once you see that wall spawn, you want to get behind it, because he's charging up for an explosion. You want to just kind of keep your eyes on the boss, wait for him to do that, because then he'll knock you down, and then you have to rinse and repeat. You have to wait for a clan fear to spawn, and then you have to kill the clan fear next to the portal, and then another Daedroth will spawn. So to avoid that, just try to stay up top as much as you can. The longer you're up here, the more damage over time you're going to take from the harrowing winds. So you're just going to keep your heal up. You're going to want to keep popping your vigor. You're going to watch out for that attack, and then you're going to watch out for the AoEs on the ground. You're going to want to keep moving. You want to keep your movement crisp and on point. Then you're going to knock down all the crystals. He's going to knock you down. That's fine, because then the boss is going to come back down. Right here, I just hit these sigils. The only 2 times I popped the sigils is this last boss and in the frost area. We dump everything on him. Those gold ghosts, you do not want them to get the gold ghosts. They get damage mitigation. they get it's you just don't want them to get it. So you want to grab those gold ghosts from them. The blue ghosts you want to completely avoid because they will put a debuff on you. They're a nightmare. And that's it. That's the whole run right there. That's just the bosses. That's not the full run. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Appreciate the views. Yeah, I'll be trying to put up more build videos, more videos like this. I appreciate all the views, to be honest. I've been getting a lot of views on my videos. But yeah, that's just an overview of all the bosses. I actually got a new high score on this run. So, yeah. Appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment. See you in the next one.